Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm Eepy. Are you guys Eepy? I'm Eepy. I do want to apologize in advance if you guys hear a little dog crying in the background. We have my sister-in-law's dog upstairs, and he is very upset about not having any company in the form of humans. If you hear a little dog crying, he is fine. He is just sad. We're going to go around and start with some introductions from my players, and we will start with Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay, or at the Yellow Cubes on all social media. You can find me mostly here, playing games here, because these are my only friends. I play Aleph Sansei. She is a blood knight, trying to use less of the blood part, but it turns out blood magic, not great. And yeah, that's all I got.
Thanks, Jay. Joel.
It's Joel. Also, Nick. Also, tag this record in chat. Also, Joel. Also,
Bones, save me.
Hi, I'm LittleBones309. I'm an indie gamer here on Twitch, and I play Olenya Kay, who is your favorite slut, everybody's favorite hooker, who is big time in her feels. Not just fake feels, real feels. She's emotional. It's okay.
An emotional lady.
She's a sensitive girl. She's a soft lady.
Soft. Delicate.
Soft, delicate. Fragile.
Fragile. Hooker, I hardly even know her. Oh, Sithy. Oh, Sithy.
You rascal.
And hello guys, I'm Myriad, or Miri, whatever you want to call me is fine. This is my channel. We do a myriad of things here, including art, variety gaming, as well as TTRPG content. And this is All We've Lost, which is my D&D5e Homebrew campaign. We are in the final volume, which means in the next 5 episodes, we will be wrapping it up. Not talking about your wee-wee. Anyway, would anyone like to do a little recap for a nice little gift from your kind and generous DM? I think that was a hold on from Jay.
For sure.
She's gathering her notes.
I had to open it up to the right page, because if I didn't, that'd be embarrassing. My notes just say final season.
Oh.
So I suppose we're in the temple where we started in the temple where Ogun is holding us hostage. We lie and tell them we're gonna hand over the stuff, but we don't. And they get kind of mad about that, so then they start trying to fight us. And they do. Ogun begins to split apart into 2. There is a lot of fighting. There is a lot of dying one right after the other. And then we straight up die. We're incorporeal as we're looking down at our, like, dead corpses. We're kind of looking at ourselves. And from, like, a distance, like, comes to us a shrouded woman, and she begins to coax us to go to her. It seems that she's taking the form of people that we know and people that have passed on. And, we try not to. Nex sees his wife, and he wants to go to her. He is almost begging to go to her. I believe that Olenya sees a woman, an older woman that kind of looks like herself. She does not know who it is. Perhaps
She was
a
a motherly woman. Someone who reminded her of a mother. Yep.
But she is adamant that she will not go. And Aleph sees a woman, a shrouded woman holding a child, and she knows that her child has passed on. To together they convince Neck not to go to the woman whom is what's it called, the matron. She is the goddess of death and the cycle of life, and she is trying to bring us to the other side. And then another woman, the keeper, begins to beg her not to take us. Aelif says goodbye to her boy. Olenya does not leave. Olenya just convinces Neck, and we all kind of go back into our bodies. And we need to get down this mountain, because as we begin to pat ourselves down, we don't have any of the items that we started with. You know, the important things that were gonna be bad if we lost them.
Yeah.
We didn't lose them.
They got stolen from
robbed.
you. You were robbed. You were killed and robbed. It was a murder burglary.
Murdered and robbed.
So yes, Jay, take that nat 20. So the characters effectively had died last session, and they were met with a choice given to them by the matron, who is the god of the cycle of life and death. And after the intervention of the keeper, who is the goddess of protection, they were given the choice on whether they wanted to stay or go. And everyone decided to stay, despite some of them not really wanting to. And they came back into their bodies and realized that Ogun and his cronies had stolen the artifacts, the Heartwood Amulet, as well as the Whispering Scepter, which they had just procured from the mountain, from the temple. And and they also discovered the remnants of a teleportation circle, signifying that Ogun and his crew had also gone back to likely Dunbreak, the capital of Tyrfian, in order to give these artifacts to the queens who have been seeking them. And now the crew must make their way, they have to make their way down this mountain and figure out how to get back into Tyrfian. So that is where we are starting off. And it takes you days to trek back down the mountain. And it's almost a relief when you can feel the warm breeze of the incoming summer cut through the brisk mountain air. And I want you guys to roll me a survival check. We're going to do group survival rolls, so we'll kind of do cumulative here. And everyone gets advantage from Queecha.
Thank you, Creature. Oddly enough, well, I did not roll a horrible survival check considering it's Alenia. I got a 14 total.
14 total? Okay.
19 total?
Okay.
Dirty 20.
That is more than enough. You guys are very easily, once you guys get probably about halfway down the mountain, you're able to find the trail that you guys had originally been following before you sort of veered off upon the recommendation from Keelai to follow the whispers. I think I have a cat hair in my mouth. Gross. And you're able to find that trail quite easily, and you're able to make your way back down the mountain without too many problems. Obviously, it's nature. Nature is unpredictable. But you all make it to the base of the mountain, and you're traveling through the lowlands. And I need you all to make me... Actually, I want one of you to roll me a percentile. And I don't care who it is.
I can roll it.
Okay.
I was gonna vote for Neck.
I got a 60 flat.
Okay. It was a 50-50 odds. There is almost a fear as you guys are traveling back. The Bayethonwin peoples are nomadic, and there's not much more that you know of their migratory patterns. And if the Avon tribe has moved camp in the last week since you've been gone, it may be hard to find another without the help of Grief, who you know has gone back to her grove towards the southern lowlands. And you almost hold your breath as you crest over the hill where you know the Avon tribe had resided on the other side. and there is an exhale as you see the familiar compound. Though as you look closer, you can see far fewer tents, and you watch people are methodically going from tent to tent, breaking it down and loading them into wagons. And you hear a voice behind you. Back again?
I would imagine we look pretty beat up.
Yeah, you guys have been in the mountains for probably about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
And you look behind you, and this is a guard that you recognize, the one who held an arrow to Aelif's throat when you'd all first arrived, though he seems to have a much friendlier disposition to you all now.
Things didn't go as planned.
You guys aren't looking too good, huh?
No. No, it was a botch.
Well, you made it off the mountain, which is probably the best you could hope for in such a situation. Keelai should be with the hunters right now. If you want, I can bring you to her.
Yeah, we might need another favor.
I know you can see his eyebrows sort of raise on his forehead. And he'll kind of motion for you all to follow. And as you guys travel through the encampment, you see most of the people are helping with breaking down camp. Even the children seem to have their own little duties given to them to help ease the burden of everyone around them. And you get to sort of like the middle of camp, and you see Keelai standing with a group of people all outfitted in leathers and bows with smaller blades. And you can hear her talking to them about the journey. Talking about how they'll be traveling ahead of the rest of the tribe to scout and hunt, and the hunters all seem to be listening to her intently, and you can tell just by their regard of her how much they respect her. And she'll say something to them in a language none of you recognize, but it almost sounds like a prayer and perhaps a blessing as the group disperses, likely to say goodbye to their loved ones before they begin their journey. And thank you so much, Jay, Lord Gasumba, for that raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. We're just getting started. Thank you so much, Jay. I hope your game was great. Welcome on in, Raiders. Thank you so much. What would you all like to do as Keelai turns to face you all? And there's sort of surprise in her face as she sees you.
I think Olenya will look to Nak and Aelif. If we're going to go back to Tyrfia, and I think that it would be in our best interest to have as much alliance with the Baethonwins as possible.
Yes, we're gonna need a way into Tufian, but we're gonna need allies, I think. If we think that the queens were unhinged before, they're only gonna get worse.
I think Olenya looks back at Keelai. It didn't go well.
I figured you thought you all would be home by now. What has happened?
We lost all of the things, the items we were looking for, and now it would be wise to assume that our faces are plastered across Tyrfian as wanted dead.
Oh. And I suppose you would like my help with something?
We would be indebted to you and your people forever.
We could escort you towards the Falmalm Ridge. We are heading westward. Our next stop is the Footprints of the Gods. And if you guys want to roll a history check to know what that is, feel free.
I don't think Olenia knows anything at all. It's an 11.
11.
22.
14.
Aleph and Neck, you would know that the footprints of the gods, these are enormous lakes that are said to be where the gods stepped when they once roamed the earth. And they're sort of shaped kind of like footprints. There's 2 large lakes, and then at the top there are a couple of smaller lakes that almost look like toe prints. We are not traveling farther than that. However, the Tor tribe, we are meeting halfway there. They are traveling towards the base of the Thumbalm Ridge. We can send you over to them, and they can take you the rest of the way. The Tor, and Aleph, you would know that the Tor tribe, in particular the Baethonwan people, have a good rapport with the people of Mornstead. They've often done trade with the people of Mornstead, as opposed to some of the other tribes that tend to stay away from Tyrfian as a whole. The Tor are a little bit more, perhaps, brave in that way. I am sure they would be more than glad to help you.
What can we do, Kilai, to repay this debt?
You aided us already. The beasts on the mountain. There's nothing more. This is a debt that has been more than repaid.
I think if she allows it, Olenia will take her hand and sort of give it a squeeze.
She will. You'll feel her hand is calloused. Sorry about Macy. Joel went upstairs really quick. Her hand is calloused. It's the hand of like a fighter.
I think the very opposite of Kilai and Olenia's hand being so soft and well manicured is sort of poignant, as she takes her hand and squeezes it and then lets her hand fall. I know so little of your people, coming from so far south. But I do know good when I see it.
You'll see sort of like the barest traces of a smile on her face, and it's wrinkled, and she's older. She's seen a lot in her lifetime, and she'll sort of pat your hand. I think at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get by. Olenia. Not everyone is out to hurt one another.
There's faith in people once more, I suppose. And there's a almost sadness in her face when she says that.
You don't believe in the good of the people. There's not much else to live for. You have to believe that there is good in people, just as you know there is bad. You have to hope that the good will outweigh the bad.
Very good. When do you set off?
Within the next day, you'll be likely ready to leave once dawn arrives tomorrow. Hopefully. The hunters have gone to scout ahead. I would send you off with them, but they will be quite hard to keep up with. They move quickly and quietly.
I fear that I'm not so much sure about my compatriots, but myself would be a bit of a drag. And she gives a chuckle.
Well, you are going to make yourselves useful. You'll go and see Gendra. He will give you some tasks to do to help us along.
Very well.
And Gendra just happens to be walking. You can hear him. You can hear him before you see him. He is kind of doling out orders to various groups as he walks by them. And he spots you all. And Eli gives him a look. And he nods to her. Coming along then, are you?
Yes.
Right. And he looks to Aleph. You can help with loading the wagons, breaking down the tents. You'll find over on the east of the camp they'll be needing the help. He'll look to you, Olenya. You don't mind getting your hands dirty.
It's my whole career.
And he will direct you to the healer's camp to help kind of load up people and load up all of like the potions and the ointments and everything. And then for Neck, he'll send you over to the smithy, help with the armor and all of that. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you all kind of part from one another? Anything you'd like to say?
Oh, go ahead. Joel, go ahead.
I mean, Nick, as soon as he gets like his task, he's just like a robot. He just leaves to go start on it. He's just like absent-minded.
I think before he leaves, I think Olenya will sort of grab him by the elbow and look at him to say, you made the right decision, Nick. Ultimately.
Just doesn't feel like it right now.
Perhaps not, but perhaps soon it will change. And she'll let him go.
As he's like walking away, he's like, I hope so.
Poor Nick.
Poor Nick.
Aleph, anything from you?
No. I will ask Olenya. Do you she looks like down at her armor. She's like, do you have anything more comfortable?
I would imagine Olenya in her pack has a change of clothes. Yeah, she'll pull something out, something maybe made of muslin, gauzy, loose fitting.
Yeah, she's just like, I just want to feel like myself again. Perhaps a dress or a shawl.
Yeah, I think Eleni pulls out like a caftan almost. Something with little toggles and tassels and little flits of glamour. And she'll hand it over to you.
Great. She's gonna go behind a tree and change and kind of pack up her armor and go about her tasks.
You get a couple of weird looks from the tribespeople as you kind of come back out, but then they kind of look at Olenya and how like Olenya is sort of dressed, and they're like, oh well, yeah, they're traveling companions, so that actually makes sense. They're not quite used to people kind of flitting about with such glitz and glamour. You can see a lot of these people are dressed in furs and leathers. They're people of utility and not necessarily aesthetic.
I feel like Olenya would just be like tucking like flowers and ribbons amongst the women, just to behind their backs. They're not looking, and she's just like tying on like a little silk ribbon here and there, just to give him a little pizzazz.
I think the younger people will accept that. The older people in the tribe will kind of wave you off.
Yeah.
Not in like a necessarily malicious way, but kind of like a pah. Get out of here, young one.
I feel like Gendra, I feel like he needs a little something, a little pizzazz. I would like to sneakily try to tie a ribbon to the back of his armor.
Roll me a stealth check.
By all means.
Stealth and sleight of hand. So stealth to sneak up on him and sleight of hand to actually tie it to him.
My stealth is a dirty 20.
Okay.
And then my sleight of hand, no problem. 18 plus 7. Please do the math.
That sure is enough. So you, Gendra is so busy, he's got a lot on his mind. You can see his eyes are flitting all about the camp. He's trying to kind of gauge what needs his attention, who needs his attention. You can tell this is a very stressful time for him as they're trying to coordinate the basically the transportation of this large encampment to many miles away. So this is a very large task for him, and as like the second in command, this is likely his task. So he is so distracted that he's standing there, hands on his hips, kind of looking around, and you manage to creep up behind him, and there is a little sort of notch on the back of his armor that you loop a bow through and tie a nice little knot. It looks quite nice.
It is pink.
Pink. Glittery?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And he is none the wiser, and just as you finish tying the bow, he strides forward away from you, obviously sets his eyes on something in the distance that needs his attention, and he is going that way.
Lenny looks very smug and then goes to the healers to go help with them.
Yeah, you go to the healers. They are more than happy to have your help. They will not let you go in with like the sick people. They have already sort of transported a lot of them to the wagons that they'll be sort of transported in. But they will instruct you to go to the side tent, which is where they keep all of the lotions, the ointments, the potions, all of that. And you can see kind of their array of stock as you pack things up. Anything you'd like to do at this point?
No, I think she just is very focused on the task at hand and sort of replaying the last few weeks in her head. And perhaps not outwardly, but subconsciously sort of trying to focus on Doulahan and whatever musings he might have in her mind.
I will say, as you have gone away from the temple that you guys are in, you can feel that connection spark once more. Whereas before it was like sort of that small kindle of a flame. Now, as you have traveled away, it has reignited, and you can feel his presence now more than ever. And you had basically been traveling southwestward from the mountain to get to where the Beathonwan tribes are. So as you guys are traveling westward, you do note that presence, that intensity builds.
Got it. That's all.
Aleph, anything as you go and help with packing up the tents?
No, I think that Aleph is just trying to she's just trying to get her mind off of what transpired, and what she now knows, which is she shouldn't have been searching so hard. So she's pretty quiet, with the occasional smile if anyone looks at her.
Aleph, as you are you're helping all of these people with their tents and everything, you note a woman is trying to pack up a smaller tent. She's having a little bit of difficulty with it. She looks maybe probably about 10 years older than yourself. She's alone-ish. The tent she's packing up is small. It's probably maybe a one-person tent. She looks as though perhaps this is her first time really having to pack up the tent by herself. And she's having a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah. Aleph will quickly kind of put down what she's doing and run over to help.
The woman looks at you, and she's a pretty woman. A couple of wrinkles on her face. Her hair is a little graying, and she smiles, accepting your help. Thank you. I apologize. My husband was the one who used to pack up the tent, but he's not here any longer.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's no trouble at all. It's actually what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. So, no worries.
She smiles. You are with the group of people who helped slay the beast in the mountains, correct?
Yes. That was us.
Quite brave.
Some would say. It was definitely not fun. And I would caution against going up that mountain, but we came back. And I think Aleph is actively trying to like put on this like kind of cheerful yeah, so it's I'm glad we could help you all.
She stares at you, and you see kind of a glaze go over her eye a little bit. You have lost.
Yes. As have you.
She smiles sadly at you.
Well, if you need to pack anything else up and would like to talk about him, we can.
Thanks. She'll nod. She'll say, yes, that would be nice, and perhaps you could talk as well about what you've lost.
Yeah, that would be pleasant.
She will, as you guys are finishing packing up her tent, pulling the stakes from the ground, she talks about her husband. He had been lost to the war. He had gone to fight your people, the Tirfian people. She will talk about how he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to go and fight, but it was his duty. He didn't want to leave her. And that he was a good man. Someone who she could always count on, and how she feels lonely. This is the first time in her life she has ever felt so lonely, surrounded by so many people.
Yeah, Aleph will tell her about like her child and how Adair kind of went away and how in the end it was just her child. I think when she gets to her child, she gets a little not choked up, but just like slows down and talks about him. And then she talks about what she remembers him as, like a baby, and how she doesn't know how he went, but she imagines it was illness. And she'll ask for her husband's name.
Alrock. And her name is Aliyah.
Okay. And yeah, I think she's just gonna kind of hold her hand and give it a little squeeze and then continue doing what they're doing. And if she wants to keep talking, she can, but Alif's kind of out of things to say.
You guys will continue to work in quiet, and you notice she sticks by your side. She helps you when you're you don't really know where to go next. She'll kind of direct you on who needs assistance. And perhaps it's nice, comforting to have the presence of someone nearby you who's not pressing you, who's not trying to pry into your feelings or anything, but who knows very much how you feel and who knows the pain that you're going through. It's nice to sort of sit in that comfort. Neck, what are you up to?
So he's just kind of like clinking along, just like helping out where he can. And he has his little orb floating above his head, trying to. He's just trying to figure out what to do next. You know, like.
So you know that you guys had found that the remnants of that teleportation circle, which signifies that Ogun and the crew likely teleported off of the mountain. It's likely that they teleported to Dunbrig to hand over the artifacts to the queens for whatever purpose they're using the artifacts for. And you know that you have to get to Dunbrig. Without Vadium, who has gone to the wind once that fight had started last session. You know that there's no one else amongst you that can do any sort of teleportation magic, and you doubt that there's anyone in the Beathonwan tribes who would be able to teleport you into Tyrfian. They are likely not familiar with the teleportation circles in Tyrfian, and that is a prerequisite, is you have to know the teleportation circle you're trying to teleport to, or at least the people you're trying to teleport to. So they would not be able to help you in that regard. So you are going to have to find a way into Tyrfian, which you may be able to get into Mornstead by traveling with the Tor tribe, who the Yvonne said that they could sort of pass you on over to in their travel. But once you are in Mornstead, you're going to have to figure out a way to Dunbrig. You, as someone who is former essentially military, you know that the roads to Dunbrig, given the events that are likely to transpire, are going to be heavily watched. There's going to be a lot of guards about. There's going to be a lot of patrols. So you have a feeling that the roads are going to be a hard way to get through. So yeah, you have to figure out how to make your way into Dunbrig from Mornstead once you get there. You have to get into the country first.
Would Nick have any idea what their plans are, like once they get everything, like a time frame that they have to like use everything or store everything, or
the queens, that is, or
yeah.
You imagine that do you have the ritual book?
Which ritual book?
The one that you guys originally found in the Shore of Remnants?
Yes, we do.
Neck would have it.
Yes.
Okay. If you would like to take a look through that, I will let you roll me an Arcana check or a History check as you peruse through that.
Okay, I will do that. Okay. 23 total.
23 total. You, as you were reading through, you know that they need the three artifacts for whatever they're going to do. You know that they need the blood tie, which they hold. They hold the blood tie in the ritual because they are the descendants of Edwin, who was the person who first did the ritual a millennia ago. And you know that as you're kind of scanning through, you do note that there is something, a little note that you guys might have missed the first time going through this. Because with a 23, you'll note that it needs to be a full moon. And so you guys have approximately, I would say, you know that the moon was full last night, but it was unnaturally full. And you might kind of write that off as the keeper's appearance last night. But you know that the supposed next full moon is going to be within the next 20 days, so 2 weeks. Because a week is 10 days. So it's going to take you about a week in and of itself to get to the Falmalm Ridge, to get into Mornstead. And then you'll have an additional 10 days, hopefully, to try and find your way into Dunbrig.
Okay. I think Nick's gonna just think for a bit, because I think he's gonna try and send a message to his grandpapa.
Okay. Are you going to cast Sending? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, but I need time to figure out the message.
Okay. So we are going to hop to Aleph and Olenya. Is there anything you guys would like to do before we sort of settle into the night?
No, I think Olenya is just sort of like busying herself with the task at hand, and I feel like she is like reorganizing all of these potions and ointments and things.
Are you
and like
reorganizing them by like color?
color coded? Yes, color coded and alphabetized.
I think one of the apprentices like comes over to you as you're doing this and is like chastising you for doing this. And then you keep doing it, and every time they come over, they're like, no, and they'll like fix it, and then you'll go in and reorganize it the way that you want.
Yeah.
And probably after like the 5th time of this happening, they go over and they see that you have once again reorganized it by color and alphabet, and you hear just the and then they just turn and walk away.
Olenya is very proud of herself in this moment and smiles down at her organizational skills. I feel like Olenya is a very organized person. Like, you want her to plan your baby shower kind of person.
Yeah. Yes. She's an event planner.
Sometimes those events include cawing.
Oh.
Caw-caw!
Aleph, anything from you?
No. She's just gonna keep doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And I think at the end of the night, she's gonna tap on Olenya's tent, and if you're not busy talking to your patron, it would be nice if I would like to sleep in the same bed. I feel like I need a hug.
Yeah. That is amicable.
You guys share a nice little tent for the night, and Neck.
So after the last conversation that Neck and his grandpapa had, does Neck feel like his grandpa might help if reached out to?
Help in what capacity?
Like potentially if we need a distraction so we can easily sneak into Dunbrig or anywhere.
You don't think that you are his grandson, and he obviously loves you. Because you are of his blood. However, you don't think he's willing to risk a war with another country, despite the fact he would likely easily win the war with Tirfian if they were to go to war at this point. You do not think he is really willing to risk a war with another country by aiding you guys right now. He has aided you all that he can, but he has his people to think about and to worry about. And he is not going to send people to be cannon fodder for you.
I think
I have-
on you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I probably should have talked to everyone about this. I can probably get us in. I was a smuggler before we started an adventure, and that's kind of what the Ring of Ash does. So, do we talk about that in character?
You guys can meet up for like dinner.
I think Alenia would have her tent popped out, and perhaps she would invite Neck to at least come and have supper with them inside the tent, and so they can discuss whatever plans they need to make.
You all convene for dinner after you all have basically helped pack up the encampment. There is basically very sparse tents around, kind of just like tents that are going to be easy for people to pack up. Everything seems to be almost pretty much ready for you all to leave in the morning. But obviously Olenia's tent is lavish and magical, so.
I also imagine that Neck is wildly uncomfortable in the tent.
It's very
There's no
frou-frou.
chairs. It's very frou-frou. There's not a single chair. It's all just like pillows, cushions, and
it's like when it's those cushions where like you sit and you immediately sink like 5 feet.
Yes.
You just like get enveloped into them.
Yes. Incense are going. I feel like there's a little lantern that's like very like full of like filigree and gold and sort of set to mood lighting. This is a tent for fucking.
A lot of feathers and perfumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incense.
Yep. Very
smoky.
Very, very sensual.
Yeah. Lit by all candlelight.
Yeah.
Dim.
Neck will send a message to Grandpapa.
Okay.
He will say, Grandpa, we have till next full moon till they can use the items. I want to save father and rid rulers of their seats.
I'm gonna roll something.
Can I just say, in a couple generations, these family trees are going to be a wreath.
Elenia was already trying to make it a.
Listen, who was the one who approached Elenia with the garbs of his wife, of his dead wife?
It wasn't a smash, you sick freak.
You were trying to fuck your cousin.
I was not. He was just trying to, like, have a nice date night.
I'm so glad I'm not related to you people.
With your cousin.
Yeah, dressed as my wife. There's a big difference.
For sure, dude, you fucking cousin fucker.
To be fair, you were going to smash your grandpa.
Much worse.
Listen,
After
you make
you
a
knew
hot
he was your
grandpa,
grandpa.
okay? I'm a simple woman.
So, Neck, I rolled pretty low. You get... Oh, you hear a... Good luck. And that is the response you get from Luthier.
Y'all's grandpa sucks.
He helped you guys, you know.
Yeah,
He did help you.
Well, I didn't ever know him as my grandfather until recently, so, you know, he left me out on the streets.
But you all have convened in Olenya's tent. Feel free to discuss.
So. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No?
Okay. So, we need to get to Dunbrig, right? Does anyone have any ideas as to how to get there? Because I have one, but I don't...
My idea was a really good disguise. So whatever you have, I would assume would be most helpful.
We could do it twofold of a really good disguise, and also, so the Ring of Ash is smugglers, and that's what I did. I smuggled things, people, food, objects, whatever people wanted. So I suppose we could ask the Ring of Ash if they want to, if they could help us.
I would be most grateful for such help. But I have perhaps a favor to ask? And it's
Yes.
superfluous, and if it can't happen, it can't happen. Whenever we get to the border and we meet with the Ring of Ash, if they could perhaps bring some with them.
I'm sure we can ask. Though that would be up to Nick, as I don't have the ability to communicate with them in that way.
Neck.
Yeah. It like kind of snaps out of like a haze. What?
You're also getting a little lightheaded in here from all the smoke.
Can I prop open the little flap so that there's
Yeah.
some incense just escaping?
It's easier to scam for more money if they're in a haze, you know.
To just have Neck pass out.
I think Elenia would sort of snap her fingers in front of Neck's face. I understand that you are experiencing an unimaginable loss at the moment and have taken the brunt of this loss through this entire journey. But more than ever now, I need focus. We need you to focus, Neck.
It's not that I've suffered the most. I've gone through this once. I thought I got past it. And then there she was, standing right in front of me, and I have to process it all over again. The hardest day of my life. Again.
And I can appreciate that. I truly can. And I am sorry that you have to process that all over again. But if we don't focus, if our heads are not in this fully, we are going to die, Neck. And I don't want to die. I have too much ahead of me to die, and I'm asking you to focus.
Basically, the way I see it is we have till next full moon to get to Dunbrig, potentially stop all of this. And I don't really know the best way to go about any of this right now. I've been thinking Lufir doesn't seem to justifiably send cannon fodder just to help us. Yes, he can win the war, but if it started, but I don't think he wants to start that right now. If we can get in there and we are already so far behind, and them getting every item that they need. I'm trying to process, but it just feels like we are at such a deficit at the moment.
I can ask for his help, but I don't want to at this moment. I don't even know what help he can provide.
Can I roll something? I'm not sure what, to see if there is a way for us to get to Dunbrig. Because we do need like a teleportation circle of some kind. Like we can get, or we don't need to get to Dunbrig. We can just get to Mornstead, or because it's gonna take a while, and
It'll
does
take
seem
about a week or so for you guys to get to Mornstead. So that means you guys would then have another week to get to Dunbrig and do what you guys need to do.
Yeah.
But if you want to roll me either, I would say maybe history.
Okay, I will roll with advantage off the bat.
Mhm.
And if I don't like either of these, can I use my 20?
I'm gonna say you won't need to use your 20 yet.
Okay. I didn't need to. It was a nat 20 on the dice.
Nice.
And
Huge.
for 21. Banger.
So, as a smuggler, Aleph, you know that the roads to Dunbrig are often far more guarded than the bay. You guys don't have any sort of enemies to the north, at least not that you know of. There has been, you guys, as a country, you guys really have never gone to any sort of lands to the north. You guys don't even know if there are lands to the north beyond the fjord, the Thundering Fjord, to the north of the bay. It is a waterway that has never been crossed, or it has been unable to be crossed because of the currents. It usually consumes any sort of ship that dares try to cross it. So the bay is often unguarded and unpatrolled. The people of Bay Athanwa do not use boats. They are not a seafaring people. They stick to the land. The land is what they know. And the only other country that Tirfian would worry about is Ruin, which is to the southeast. So often the roads from the southeast and from the Falmalm Ridge are the ones that are guarded. So you think if you are perhaps able to get into Mornstead, you can travel north to the shore of the bay and sail over to Dunbrig.
Okay. And that would probably take us less time?
It would probably take you less time to do that.
Okay.
But the problem is you need to get in contact. If you're essentially trying to use your connection with the Ring of Ash, you will need to get in contact with the Ring of Ash.
Okay. In that case, I will ask, I'm gonna ask Neck. How do you feel about getting in contact with my friends again?
Don't sweat off my back. And then he'll look at you and be like, but we do need to address two things.
Yes.
And he'll look at Aleph and be like, no blood stuff. And then he'll turn to Elenia and be like, and none of that stuff. Like, he's like, I believe in us, but none of that stuff. Things look grim. What if we turn to that? I don't need either of you losing yourselves just to win.
I believe Neck is referring to the mask specifically.
Well, when she was implying
Contacting
she can ask
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Alenia hesitates. I'm doing all I can to not rely on that, but does Alenia know that if she double crosses Dualahan, she will lose all of her power?
So you know of the pact.
Mm-hmm.
You made a pact with him.
Mm-hmm.
The pact is you fulfill your obligations to him and he fulfills his obligations to you, and that he gives you the power.
Right.
If you stop at any point fulfilling those obligations, that pact gets severed. There are, of course, workarounds to it, but that is up to you to figure out any sort of workarounds.
I think she'll say to Neck then, the moment I stop doing what he needs me to do, I lose everything, Neck.
He'll just like look at you and be like, so you'll lose Aleph, you'll lose me, you'll lose your personality?
This power he has bestowed upon me is not free. And if I lose that power, I can't keep myself alive. But if I can trick him, then there might be another way. I don't know what that way is at the moment, but I'm trying to figure that out.
Echo like look at Elenia and he's like, that's all I'm saying. In a matter of words, use your powers, not his. And then he'll like address both of you and be like, you guys are tied for fourth in the strongest women that I know. You don't need other people's powers. You obviously got somewhere being who you are. And that's what we need to win all of this.
I have often wondered what it would be like to kill God. And I do believe that if I kill a Fae King, I will be as close to that as possible, but I do believe that might be a little bit of a pipe dream, Neck. And I think that the only way to get out of this pact of mine is death, whether it's his or mine.
X just gonna look at you and he's like, if you die to him, I'll kill you.
Thankfully, I have the makings of a very powerful mage before me.
He like looks at Elenia. At Aleph.
Don't look at me. I don't know what you do most of the time. You guys just kind of mumble and then move your hands and then things happen. I've not thought about it beyond that because if I did, I fear that my head would explode.
Luckily, that mage happens to share the blood of my blood, dear cousin.
It just sounds like you.
My cousins are family. You bitch.
Next starts like he's just like it's like. So does anybody have any wine?
I think Alenia probably has a carafe in the tent somewhere.
Just like one. It's like it's actually like an alchemy jug, but it's a very nice one.
Yeah.
But it only resides in the tent, and it's always filled with wine.
It's like a bag of holding, but like a carafe of never ending wine.
Do you have like a? I know the main purpose of the tent, but do you have like cards or dice anywhere in the tent?
Well, of course. The purpose of a courtesan is not necessarily just sex. It's companionship, entertainment. And I think she like takes this very seriously, and is probably quoting her previous madam. And will get up and pull a set of cards out and start pouring wine. There's so little that you know about my world.
And for the first time, uncharacteristically, Neck is like taking off his like armor to just be in like regular clothes, and is just gonna like sit and attempt to try and like play cards and drink with you guys.
I think at this point, you guys also noticed something about Neck. When you guys had first met Neck was a very large and imposing figure. He seems to have like slimmed down quite a bit within the months of traveling. It could have been due to you guys constantly traveling, or the fact that he is now relying mostly on his magic instead of his actual melee combat skills. So he doesn't quite have the muscle mass that he used to, as you kind of notice when he takes off his armor.
I think for his as much as Olenia likes to yap, I think she doesn't remark on this. I think she notes it and is polite enough to just carry on. But she'll deal out some cards, pour some wine, and do what courtesans do best and provide companionship and entertainment.
In a non-sexual manner, because that's my cousin.
Because he's my cousin!
Would you like to send a message to Lacken, Neck?
Yeah.
What does this message say?
Neck will stare at Aleph.
That's definitely not what I was in the middle of doing.
The start of the message said that's definitely not what I was
It says favor needed. Smuggle us to Dunbrig from Mornstead. Bring some. I guess I don't know. What else do we need to say? What other information do we need to get across?
I think you would be good.
Oh, via boat. Road's bad.
Road's bad.
Legless.
We are
Moon's haunted.
fugitives. Love you, Aleph.
No roads.
I feel like that's how she always. No roads. I feel like she's always gonna end with love whoever.
Love you.
If she's asking for like a big favor, it's just like, love you. Please help me.
So Neck, do you send that message?
Neck will, and to try and lighten the mood, so to speak, he will send the message and do like an Aleph-esque voice.
Just Neck really bad, like the worst Australian accent you have ever heard.
Nar.
Mine.
Nar.
Cleo.
Yeah.
The water.
The condensation.
The
It's the
condensation.
condensation.
So, Neck, you get back. You hear the deep voice of Lacken on the other end. I can provide a boat. The half-orc, though, maybe non-negotiable. Tell Aelif I said love you back.
Next, thinking if he should say the part about Psalm. He will relay the message as received.
I think Alenia stops like mid-pour of a chalice of wine and pauses and blinks a few times and simply passes the wine over to Neck and smiles and says, "Well, that's great news that Lachlan can help us." And she just continues on with serving and entertaining.
Question.
Hmm?
This is the tism. What did that mean? The orc non-negotiable.
Because you guys had asked to bring Psalm.
Okay.
For whatever reason, Lacken is saying that might not be possible.
Okay.
Psalm's not a prisoner or anything, just to be clear. But you fear something has happened or something is wrong with Psalm that he will not be able to come with you, to show up.
Okay. Can Next send another message or no? Are you out?
Got one more.
Do you want to try to send another one to kind of, I guess. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I was going to ask about Psalm, but I also need Next daughters out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's more important to Alenia.
Because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we need those little girls, like, bounced.
Mm-hmm.
To literally anywhere.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll ask their father of do you want to move the girls from the city? We don't know what they're planning or what they want or any of that.
I mean, yeah. I want to say I want to keep them there. I also say I want to get my father out as well, but
Might I make a suggestion to you, Neck?
all ears.
You might not like this, but I can guarantee they would be welcomed with opened arms. If you could send them to the Gilded Cage. In Solaris, at least they have a body of water between them and the mainland.
Yeah, the only other place I know is in Kumdov, is our headquarters, and that's up to you.
You guys also know that there is the possibility of them going with the Beathonwan people. You guys have developed a rapport with them. Or you can attempt to send them to Ruin.
That's where Neck would be thinking, is sending them to Grandpapa. Neck will be like, well, the idea would be smuggle them to Ruin.
You know, there are two people that you know in this world that are quite powerful. The druid Nuala and the necromancer Lufir. And you don't quite know where Nuala is at this point.
It's probably up in a tree, to be honest.
True.
Hiding from a honey badger.
Dang, grief ain't powerful.
No, grief is very powerful, but you guys don't actually know how powerful grief is.
Yeah, Neck'll say, like, I feel like getting them to ruin is probably my safest bet.
Very good.
Okay. Would you like to send that message to Lacken?
Do I need to count it out, or
we can summarize it. We can summarize it that get the girls out of the city, bring them to ruin.
Yeah. I was also gonna ask about Psalm, but that's
not there's not enough words to send, then Alenia's not gonna push for it, and she's just gonna bury those feelings down.
And do remember that it ends with love Aleph and then a little kissy face.
Mwah.
Mwah.
So Neck, you send this message and you receive another reply from Lacken. They will be taken care of. We will bring them to ruin. I'm trying to think of it. Say anything else. Consider this a favor paid. Hissy face. I also need you to keep in mind, like, the face claim for Lacken is Pedro Pascal, so...
So hot.
And no, he decides not to comment on some.
You guys don't ask about Psalm in this message.
I mean, we could have made it fit.
Alenia, for the drama, Alenia is burying those feelings. Burying it.
Burying it.
Yeah, but Neck would still ask.
He fears he will not be any use to you.
Oh, this fucking sack of feelings. God.
God damn it, Lark. You'd think he would be more, communicative.
He's a mercenary leader,
as,
man.
As soon as I wake up, I'm sending Sam a very strongly worded letter.
So anything else you guys would like to discuss?
No, I think that... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say for the rest of the night, Neck's probably just gonna drink and play cards.
Yeah, I think Alenia's just gonna try and do what she does best and keep people's minds off of the impending doom ahead of them. And be the hostess with the mostess.
So you all drink and relatively enjoy yourselves. And dawn comes quite quickly. You're a little hungover, very much sleepy, as Eli and Gendra come to fetch you. And you all set out. The journey is actually quite easy. Being with such a large caravan of people who have done this for generations. This is something that is practically in their blood right now, traveling from one place to another. It's quite easy. It's quite natural for them. They know how to set up camp efficiently every night and then break it down in the morning. And before you know it, you are met with another traveling caravan in the distance. A little bit smaller than the Avon people. And you guys would know this is the Tor tribe. You see and you watch as Keli rides off to meet up, and there's another singular rider on a horse coming from their tribe, and they meet up, and you can see them sort of shaking hands. It's that kind of like they shake the forearms, and they converse a little bit, and you watch as the tribes convene and almost join up into a singular large caravan. And you're introduced to the leader of the Tor tribe, an older gentleman. Looks like in his youth he was probably a very muscular man. Maybe has shrunk a little bit within his age. Perhaps shrunk a little bit due to his position in the tribe. He was likely some sort of fighter or warrior or hunter of some kind, who was promoted to tribe leader. He introduced himself as, what is his name? Heck. Gara. Gara. Eli says that you will be traveling with us to the ridge. Is that correct?
Yes. And then we will part from our separate ways and go about our business. We appreciate you allowing us to travel with you.
Of course, you apparently have done a great service for us as a people. And we are indebted to you. The least we could do is provide you with safe passage to your destination. Seems very stern. Speaks very weirdly.
I do believe this will be a debt paid.
Let us hope.
You have a lovely group. They seem very strong and capable.
We are a very hardy people. Very proud. Thank you.
Question, do I know if all Tor speak like this, or is it just this guy?
You know that the Tor are very forward people.
Okay.
From what you've, the interactions you've had with them before, they don't really mince words. They get to the point very quickly. But they are efficient, and above all else, despite the fact that they are a little terse and a little, rugged, they are good people. They are honest people.
I'll tap Olenya and go, they just talk like that. It's okay.
Yeah, it is fine. Gara, since we'll be traveling together for a somewhat extended period, I'm an entertainer of sorts. If any of your people or you yourself desire companionship or the likes, I'm happy to provide as a thank you, I suppose.
We find companionship within ourselves, but you are more than welcome to, and he looks around, make friends.
I have a specialty. Cards and wine and evening activities. But that is wonderful that you find companionship amongst yourselves.
He blinks at you.
She's a courtesan. So, if you want to, you know.
Oh, sex.
Yeah. Yes.
And Neck will pipe up. There's actually more to it than just sex.
Neck is suddenly the courtesan expert.
After getting slightly scolded, he's just like, actually.
Actually. Sex is... Olenya is not shy about sex, so there's no reason for her to be shy about it. It is just a part of life to her. Sex is an option. Not everyone desires to have sex with me, but those who do, it is a service I provide, and quite happily, and I'm quite good at it.
He looks at you, and he has not taken his eyes off of your face. Well, you're a lovely woman, so I imagine that whoever gets to share a night with you is quite pleased. However, that will not be me. Goodbye. And he rides off.
So long.
I like him.
I like him too. I find him quite. I like this forwardness. There's no need to pussyfoot around, right? That's what they say, pussyfoot.
Eli pops up. Pussyfoot.
Pussyfoot. Around the topics as such, I think the Tor people would be welcomed at Solaris at the Gilded Cage. I think the girls would be quite pleased with them.
Eli is like, she's kind of like, got her like nose pinched between her fingers. Yeah, Garza. Anyway, you guys will be fine with them. They will help you. You see what they're like.
I feel quite safe.
They are good people.
So are you.
We all are. The Keeves are a little. Anyway.
Bleh.
We will be continuing to travel with you all for another day before we reach the footprints of the gods, and then we will depart from you there, and then it is another couple of days to the Falmalm Ridge. I've already talked to the Tor and Gara about having a couple of their merchants smuggle you all into Mornstead. It should be easy enough. But, however, once you are in town, I'm afraid you all are on your own.
We have a plan.
I would hope so.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Anything else?
Nope.
Nick will at some point kind of sneak off-ish, or just like be kind of a bit away from the other two, and he will send a message to Sam. Be like, he'll just be like, don't get all soft on me now.
I think you hear like a huh, like a little chuckle. Trust me when I say I want nothing more than to help you all. I think my condition, though, will do nothing but hinder. I'm doing you all a favor.
That motherfucker's got lung rot, doesn't he?
Just he can have long rot. Just don't tell me he has trench foot.
Lenya knows what's wrong with him, I think, right?
You know, Bones knows because I've told you.
Oh, but
Olenia
doesn't
does
know?
not. No.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
And we're gonna be traveling for a
trench
while.
foot.
You are going to be traveling for another 3 days.
He will send one more message to Sam.
Okay.
Like, and he'll just like convey like if that's what you want. But your 10% is my 100% physically. Love to see you fight one more time.
You hear him once again laugh. And like sort of like just like that bro to bro, you know?
Just two guys being bros.
Yeah, it's two guys being pals. I could probably still wipe the floor with you regardless. We'll see. Hello, Lenya, I miss her.
Out of curiosity, was there any pop-up in the top left corner that said "Som like that" when I sent the message?
Som greatly approves.
Yes. Nick will rejoin and he'll like put his hand on Elenia's shoulder and say, despite you wanting to shrug it off, he misses you.
She's quiet and glances back at you, and you see this like very brief moment of adoration in her face. It's like the whole world lights up in this very quiet and genuine look of both surprise and hope.
He'll just like nod and just like let you live in that.
Yeah, I think there's a warmth to it that isn't a current or often theme you see in Elenia's face. I think a lot of her smiling is more salacious and fox-like, I think, but this is, it would remind you a little bit of something very fawn like.
I think as Neck looks at you, when you smile in a very genuine way, he's reminded of his daughters.
I think she just moves on.
Okay.
Same.
You all travel, and the following day you depart from the Avon tribe. Eli and Gendra bid you all a farewell. And it seems heartfelt. It seems genuine. And you continue to travel with the Tor people. And very much like Gara, they are all very terse, very upfront. But they welcome you. They welcome you to their fires every night. They give you hearty bowls of food. They do not ask anything of you in return for the food or anything like that. They help bed you if you guys would want tents from them. And they treat you like one of their own. A little different from the Avon people, who were a little more... there was definitely a separation between you all, but with the Tor tribe, you are very much integrated into them. Even though you're only there for a couple of days with them, Gara will, on the final day where you are approaching the ridge, where there is a pass to Mornstead, Gara will introduce you to the two merchants who will be smuggling you in. It's going to be about a half a day through the ridge before you reach Mornstead. And they'll let you know that you will have to get into their wagons and hide under some goods that they're planning on trading in Mornstead in order for you to essentially be smuggled in. Is everyone okay with that plan?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap my leg and then not look like me. I'm gonna disguise myself.
Okay.
Actually, Elenia will ask Neck if he would like a disguise.
Nick will pull out his disguise kit. He's like, I got something planned.
Let me cook. Elenia will use her disguise kit on herself.
Okay. If both Aleph and Elenia want to let me know what you guys look like.
I think Alenia makes herself look like a regular schmegular elf, not a half drow.
Mhm.
She's got pale skin and like dark hair, and not nearly as glamorous looking. I think she tries to fashion herself a little bit after like a wood elf.
Yeah, takes off all of her accoutrement.
All her jewelry and whatnot, and she feels naked. Feels wrong.
Aleph, what about you?
Yeah. I have an actual, like, I guess I like a disguise thing, a disguise self.
You do, yes.
Tattooed into my leg, so terrifying. But I think she's just like, she knows she's kind of like, she's strong, so she's like wide. So she's like, she like turns herself into like a half orc.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like makes herself look a little bit younger, so it looks like she's like a teen half orc. And yeah, that's what she's gonna run around looking like.
Okay. And then no disguise for Neck or
He'll spend the whole time putting on a mustache.
Somebody give him contour.
someone put a cloak on Neck, please.
Alenia puts like some garments on him to make him look like a beggar.
He is a very distinct looking person.
That's like that.
I was gonna say, can we?
You
like,
all are very distinct looking people.
Yeah.
The half blue, half black mountain of a man
Yeah.
with air hair is not distinct.
I think Alenia makes him look like a homeless person and rubs dirt on his face.
He's like, whoa, be careful. He covers it while you're.
I can't imagine what he like stuck that on with.
Don't ask.
Spit.
Never. I was gonna say something very foul. Anyway.
What were you gonna say?
Come.
Right,
Anyway.
Yeah.
You
Nature's
all.
glue.
You all. The merchants kind of they pull their little tarp up for you, and it's it's a little cozy down there. But then they start to pile on some stuff as you've gotten closer to the entrance of Bornstead. And I would all like you to roll me a stealth check. You are covered with goods and the tarp, and you feel the rocking of the wagon come to a halt, and you hear some conversation between the merchants, the tour merchants, and what you imagine probably are the guards at the gates of Bornstead. Then you hear, we're just gonna check your goods really quick, thanks. And you can hear the footsteps as they make their way around the wagon. What 21. Are your subjects? Okay.
Am I at disadvantage still?
Why? What was your disadvantage for?
For armor, but I'm pretty sure I took that off to put the little.
Then you would not
on.
have. Yeah, you wouldn't have any disadvantage.
Okay, because that's in the backpack. So then it's gonna be a dirty 20.
Okay.
I did use an advantage.
Okay.
I used 2, and I got 17.
Okay. You all practically hold your breaths as you are still, and you can feel them kind of poking at the goods that are layered above you. Some it's like fruits, and then there's some leathers and everything. And the one guard says, it looks good. All right, move on through. And the wagon starts rocking again. You travel for another 5-10 minutes. You can hear, Aleph, it's almost comforting. The sound of the wagon wheels on the cobblestone roads of Mornstead. A very familiar noise that rings true to your memories. And you travel a couple of bit more minutes and before the wagon settles to a halt. And you feel the goods getting piled off of you, and the tarp flips off of you. And you guys are in a little back alleyway between some buildings. And the merchants, well, it was easier than we thought it would be. Very good. Very good.
Thank you. Again.
They do the, as you guys depart, they do that like handshake with you all, the forearm handshake.
I feel like Alenia's hand gets crushed in this, or her arm gets crushed. She's like,
They're very firm grip. And they look you directly in the eyes as they do it as well. It's a little alarming, but perhaps comforting in the directness of it.
Would Aleph like know how to do it just because like they trade with Mornstead a bunch?
I would say this isn't something that they do with like outsiders. This is something that they do with someone they think of as like their own.
Aww.
Friends. They do it with friends.
Banger.
I hope that we can call on you again for help.
Yes, if you ever need us, we are here. Well, not here. We are away, but we are there where you would find us.
Very good.
We'll message you.
Goodbye. And the two the one gets on the horse and the other one settles back into the wagon. And they kind of bid you farewell as you can hear the wheels against the cobblestone as they disappear towards the markets, where they indeed are going to trade.
I imagine him so gecko-y.
Like, they lick their eyeballs. I love them so much. There is nothing that the
Can I
Tor
live
people
with
can
them?
do that I think
One
is-
of them was a lizard folk, so
I want to live with them.
Did Alenia have any patronage with the Tor people? Because I imagine that would be very funny.
yes, you had one or two.
And it's just, I feel like it's very efficient. Tender lovers.
Clinical.
A lot of grunting.
Alenia's into that.
Yeah.
Loves a man who grunts. Or woman.
So you now all are in Mornstead, and this is where we're going to take a break.
Perfect.
I gotta pee.
I need to piss.
Gotta go piss,
piss,
girl.
girl.
Piss wins.
Go piss.
We will be.
Piss always wins.
Piss always wins. We will be right back, y'all. We're gonna take a tight 10, and we will see you guys for the second half. Stay tuned. Piss wins. Hello. We're back. Welcome back, guys.
It's your boy.
I had a cheesy little roll-up. It was delicious. And now I have a Sprite.
It's
Refreshing.
actually a starry.
Fuck, now I want
It's
Taco
no longer
Bell.
it's no longer as refreshing now that I know it's not Sprite.
Okay, I mean, it's
Sierra Mist.
See, fucking Sierra Mist looking ass. Welcome back, guys. We left off. Our party has made it into Mornstead. What would you like to do, Aleph? Your home. Mornstead is a town of stone and brick, cobbled streets and houses built from the stone from the mines in the mountains nearby. It's quaint and perhaps would feel like a place to call home, if not for how empty it feels. You're looking around, Aleph, and you're noting a lot of abandoned buildings that seem to be dotting the streets, signified by the boarded up windows and doors. You know more than anyone that a lot of people had to leave Mornstead due to the military occupation while the war with Beathanwa was going on. A lot of people were basically relocated to various other towns, seeking refuge. You met a few people probably along your way, back when you guys were traveling with the caravan. The people in Comdove, a lot of people in Comdove were refugees from Mornstead and the surrounding area. But there are people still who remain. You see lights, flickers of candlelight in windows as you look down and up the street. But still, it feels a little bit hollower than how you had left it.
Okay. I guess I will take the back alleys toward my father's tavern.
Okay. You're able to easily now. You grew up in this town. I'm not going to make you roll any checks to travel through. You know this town like the back of your hand. And within minutes, you and Neck and Olenya arrive at the Miner's Rest, which is your father's tavern. It is boarded up. Doesn't look like it's occupied. It is empty.
Yeah, I will kind of look through, like kind of go through the back door and I guess pry it open.
Yeah, if you want to just roll me a basic like strength check.
Yeah. That's going to be a why is that my worst one? 12?
That's easily enough. It's not like cemented on. It's a couple of nails drove into the wooden door frame. You're able to pry off the boards, and you go inside, and it's dusty. There's a couple of there's broken furniture around. Maybe someone had ransacked the place before they had left. Not a whole lot we found here. Anything you're looking for in particular, or you just wanted to?
Just since it's abandoned, I knew knew it was abandoned from the last time I was here, so I assumed it would be a good place to kind of hide out for the night.
Yeah.
Since I haven't been here in years, so why would they come looking?
Yep. You are. It's nearing nighttime as well, so. But yeah, you're in the Miner's Rest, which was your father's tavern. Your adopted father, effectively your uncle.
We're not talking about Willem.
And it feels weird. It's almost like you can see the ghosts of patrons sitting at tables, dancing around as a bard in the corner fiddles away on their violin.
I guess I'll look to the other two and welcome to my dad's home, I guess.
I think Olenya looks around and very politely says, it's lovely. It is.
It was better when they were around. It was nicer. As she goes to the floor and she starts tapping on it, like a small little dance, and she remembers the tipping, the tapping of shoes and all the dancing and songs, and she's like, well, maybe one day I'll be able to fix it when I'm not a fugitive.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yes. And she will we lived upstairs, so she's gonna kind of walk upstairs and yes. Come on. Bedrooms are upstairs. It's boarded up, so we could probably maybe light a small fire. But I would probably suggest against it.
Probably.
Yeah, you know that there's fireplaces in most of the rooms. But you know that if smoke starts coming out of the chimney, that's gonna alert people that something's going on here.
Yeah. Can I cast light? Just kind of in a small.
Yeah.
And then just kind of place it. I'll put it on like a cup or something. Yeah. So I guess pick a bedroom.
There's about 3 bedrooms, I would say, upstairs. This wasn't like a excuse me, this wasn't like an inn. It was specifically just a tavern with the family who ran it living upstairs. So Aleph, your childhood bedroom is kind of as you remember it. The bed seems to have been moved around. Likely this was occupied by some people at one point, likely some soldiers. Though they seem to have sort of left it as it was. It's odd, though, being here after so many years and so many things changing and not, seeing your parents flitting about the tavern. Yeah, anything you guys would like to do as you sort of bed down for the night?
I think Alenia chooses one of the rooms and locks the door. And she knows that she doesn't know that Som and Neck conversed about Som potentially coming. She just knows that Som won't come.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'll very quietly ask Dudulahan, are you all seeing? If you are, what happened to him?
Describe like how are you like sitting in the bed? Are you?
Yeah, I think she's sitting on the bed, on the edge of the bed with her feet on the ground. And she's sort of doubled over, her elbows on her knees and her face in her palms.
You feel faintest touch of fingertips sprawl up your back before settling onto your shoulder, and you hear the whisper of a voice in your ear. Is this truly what you want to know? It could break your heart.
When you say it like that, I don't know. Do you think I should know?
I think you'll know in time. He is alive. What more could you want? And roll me an insight check.
Insight, 19 total.
There's an edge to his voice when he says that. What more could you want? A hint of jealousy, perhaps, possessiveness. And you can feel the grip of his fingers tighten on your shoulders.
Is that a problem for wanting him alive?
Almost as though he remembers himself. His grip loosens. And you can almost feel like he's settling, like there's a weight behind you on the bed settling into it. Oh no, of course not. He is your friend after all. You care for him?
She's gonna look behind her, looking for him.
He's there, sitting behind you on the bed, almost lavishly splayed.
And if I would like him more than a friend, Is this a problem?
There's a smirk on his lips. Oh, my sweet little dove. You can want him as much as you want, as however you want him. And he perches up, his hand grasping at your chin, looking you in the eye. You will always be fine.
I think she considers her own plans and leans into his touch. Just another gilded cage.
You are the prettiest bird I've ever seen.
I think she goes to him to lay with him.
And I imagine you take control in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of hesitation as you lean into his touch, kind of pressing him back onto the mattress of the bed. But your eagerness seems to please him. And you watch as a satisfied smirk draws at his lips. And will fade to black. Any inside thoughts that you would like to voice about Elenia at this point?
She is doing all that she can to beguile him and keep that control. And if what she's looking for is for him to slip, and so she can find an opening, a chink in the armor, if it will.
And I will say there's, with this little moment that you had with him, you've sort of figured something out. He does not like sharing. You are his and he views you as a possession.
It's not very ally.
It's not very pussy pop slay at all.
Not Slay Queen.
Neck would
No.
never.
Okay. Just jot that one down real quick.
All right. Aleph, anything for you as you go to bed?
No, I don't think so. I think she's gonna pray, same as she always does, and go to bed.
Deck, anything as you bed down for the night?
Does there happen to be a window?
There is. It's boarded up. However, it's not well boarded up. There are little cracks and stuff you can peek through.
Because I would like to resummon my Find Familiar, which is just like the little skeleton hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll just like the bones will like morph, I guess, and like into I don't know, a bird, raven, something, and just have it kind of like post up and maybe just like look out.
Like as watch.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say actually what you can do is your little like skelly thing can kind of squeeze through the crack and kind of reform. I think that would be kind of cool if it could like kind of change and reform shape. And it'll kind go up to the roof of the building and view out on the town.
And then he will also cast alarm on the room.
Okay. That all for you?
That is it.
You all fall into a slumber, some deeper than others, some less restful than others. And when you wake in the morning, there is sunlight peering through the cracks in the boards that are on the window. You hear birds singing above, outside.
Is one of the birds my bird?
He sounds like a dead animal.
Beautiful.
It's haunting. In fact, he is scaring away all of the other the birds. You hear like the rush of wings as they scatter as he tries to join in with them. It's kind of sad, actually.
It actually is. He just wants to be.
You did this to him. You brought him back to life.
I gave him life. I can take it away.
Dying animal, I should have said, Vlad. So, it is the morning, and you hear a knock. And, Neck, your little bird, flies, and you can see him crawling through the crack. And he starts squawking at you.
He'll, like, pinch his little beak. And then he's just gonna, like, shove him back out so I can take over and like, go back down and around to see who's knocking.
You see through your little bird's eyes as he is hovering the building, flying around. And towards the back entrance, at the back entrance where you guys had come into the building, stands two figures, shrouded in cloaks. What would you like to do?
He will silently He'll silently open the door and go to Aleph.
Okay.
And he'll like silently open the door, and he'll put his hand in because he knows he's just opening the door, but like to try and signify that it's him and not somebody just
doing some hand signs.
Because he doesn't. Well, he knows it's like if it was him, he would stab whoever's about to open the door without announcing.
Aleph, you see a blue hand reach through the crack in the door as it opens. You can choose to attack Neck if you want to, but I don't know.
No, I just like slightly start closing the door on his hand.
Stop that.
I'll get up. What do you want?
You hear a knock again.
He'll put up. I mean, have you opened the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, there's two hooded figures. I don't know if they're your people or what.
Okay, I suppose I have to go down to look.
Good luck. I'll get Elena.
Love you too. And she'll like go down the stairs.
And while she's going down the stairs, I'll obviously go get Elena.
Okay.
Quietly. I'll try and do the same thing.
Elena, you see a blue hand enter through your door as it opens.
I think she's like, you know that one gif of New York sitting on the bed?
With the sunglasses.
With the sunglasses on? That's like basically what Olena's doing, and she's got her arms crossed and like towel on the bed so her shoes don't mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like waits for him to open the door.
He opens the door and he's like,
I think she like tugs on her ear like, sounds like.
He just sighs and is just like, come on.
And she like gets up and sort of draws her like silks around her.
Aleph, you make your way down the stairs as quietly as possible, and you know exactly which stairs to avoid that creak. And you go to the door, and the door is shut, and just as you approach the door, You hear another.
Okay. I will say I'm wearing like a robe so that it very much looks like somebody just like was squatting here, so now they just like covered up. She is hidden, so she's like disguised. Is there any way I can peek and see?
There is like a window, I guess, to the side of the door. It's like one of those slim windows. That is also kind of just has one singular board. If you can try to kind of peek if you want.
I'll try to kind of peek before I fully open the door.
You see two hooded figures. A flash of white beneath one of the hoods.
All right. Okay. Love that for me. I'll just like kind of pull open the door a little bit. And, hi, can I help you?
You hear your own voice mimic back to you. Hi, can I help you? You look down. It is Strummer, the little white Kenku from Comb Dove.
I love her.
And
I'll open the door.
second figure is a lizard folk. You would actually recognize him as well. His name is Thit.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry. Can I get the name again?
Thit, Thit, and then the Kenku is Strummer.
Is the lizard one the one who I got the books from?
No, that's a different guy. Unless.
Okay.
Like a rocks.
Hey, Aleph, you, hey.
Get inside.
Oh, okay, sorry. And you hear, Strummer echo, Thit's sorry.
I will close the door and I will like lock it as best I can. I go, yes, hello.
Hey, the boss sent us. We got a little job. Involves you, some smuggling.
What? Did they send the like H team? What is this?
H is far too generous.
I think
H
that
for-
you should rename the lizard guy Biff, because that's just Biff that you're describing right now.
Biff.
Right. We're leaving now, correct?
No. See, we got a plan. All right, we got a plan. And then you hear Strummer, a plan. And then she opens her mouth again, and you hear like the waves.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a plan tonight. You gotta come. We're gonna meet you tonight. You gotta under the cover of darkness of the night. Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking. Okay, come, and I'll like pull him closer to the staircase, and I'll just Nick, come talk to them.
Nick is considering sending a sending message to Aleph and just being like, "Is there a plan B?" But he like dismisses it and walks down. And it's like, yeah.
Plan. We need Olenia as well.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
This is. Do I know Thif?
You do, yeah. You've seen him before.
I was gonna
He's a capable smuggler. He really is. He wouldn't be. Lakin wouldn't have sent you like the idiots.
The Q team.
Yeah.
Z team.
I know they're bottom of the barrel. I gave them a few ranks.
Gave him Y, okay? This is Diff and obviously, Strummer, which is nice to see you again.
She opens her mouth and you hear like a little cacophony of like birds singing, like trilling happily.
Great. Okay, what is the plan? What does that entail?
Yeah, so the cover of night, right? We're gonna bring you guys to the outskirts of town. Gonna blindfold you. It's gonna be real, professional. We gotta make sure you guys don't know where you're going. We gotta cover our tracks, and then we're gonna bring you somewhere. We're gonna bring you to a secondary location. All right, And then from
Am I
there,
getting kidnapped?
Why are we getting blindfolded?
Yeah.
we don't want you guys to know where our docks are. I mean, we don't have to blindfold Aleph, but you guys, we gotta blindfold. It's about the, we gotta make sure we keep things under wraps. We're an upstanding mercenary smuggling company, okay?
Neck will
I
just
love a
look at
theme.
Aleph.
Actually true.
So, I think it's fine. It's fine. What if we just promise to close our eyes?
Yeah, but like, how do I know that like you won't break that promise? You know, like,
I would never lie to you.
he
What
looks
if
you
we
dead
have-
in the eyes, and like like lizard folk, they don't blink.
Olivia doesn't blink.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you, pretty lady?
No, I would never lie. Actually,
He licks his eyeball.
Yeah, don't lie to Thief. He doesn't like it, like, at all.
Yeah, I don't like liars.
Then to not be a liar, I do have a skeleton bird outside that I will, as soon as you blindfold me, just watch through his eyes and have him follow us.
That's a little fucked up, man. I thought we had like a rapport going.
But do you want to blindfold my bird?
Yeah, I actually would like that.
Then
Everyone gets blindfolded except for Aleph.
then the neck will just stare at like the window that the bird skeleton will just smash through. Or,
Oh,
like,
what the
you
fuck
know,
is that thing?
and then it'll reconstitute on the other side and just like land on my shoulder.
Hey man, I don't know. I think your bird's got like a disease. I think you gotta take it to the vet or something. That's not normal.
It's dead.
Yeah, I think you gotta take it to the vet then.
It's a little pissed, the vet, Thief.
Do you? So you're gonna blindfold him as well?
Yeah, like I'll make a little tiny blindfold for him.
Thank you.
All right. Well, me and Strummer, we got some business to do about town, but meet us at the northern side of the outskirts of town. Let's say at nightfall. All right? Yeah, under the cover of night. Yeah.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
like a
say 8 o'clock, because you're just terrible with time.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. This is why you get paid the big bucks, Aleph.
Yes, I realize it now.
Cool.
This is
Neck
what
is-
people see when we smuggle them.
Hey. Professional though, you know.
It's professional. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like tug at the red that I'm like wearing, and it's like part of the
Oh.
team. So,
Look at you. Look at you embracing the colors.
it's what I do now.
Hell yeah, man. Proud of you.
All
Proud
right.
of you. You've come really far, man. I'm really, really happy for you.
That's actually really nice of you to say. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Would you
Looks
like a hug,
eyeball.
Thief?
Oh. Yeah.
Feel like you would like hugs.
He
I'll
doesn't
give him a
even let
hug.
you finish, and he just brings you into a hug. So, that's where you guys are staying, huh?
Yeah, for the time being.
Ah, it's kind of a shithole, huh?
This is my childhood home.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You must have grown up really poor, huh?
No, I was like nicer before the war.
Oh yeah,
But,
war
like,
ruins everything, huh?
I also did grow up rather poor.
Oh, well, glad you got better.
But
Next,
it's not a condition.
Neck will be like the buildings does have nice bones. You know, there's nice character to it.
What does that mean?
Means, you know, you can still fix it up, make it look
Why
nice.
would a building have bones? What
It-
kind of building is this? Where did you take me?
Neck pinches his nose and and legit just walks away.
All right. Well, Strummer and I are gonna be leaving now. Remember, nightfall, 8 o'clock.
All right. Bye, Thief.
Yeah, blindfolds.
Bye, Strummer.
You don't have to provide the blindfolds; they'll be provided for you. Strummer waves.
Very professional. Bye, Strummer. Goodbye.
You hear a little lute tune come out of her mouth, and
Love you both.
love you too. Say it back. Bye. And they're gone.
How bizarre.
Yeah, they're like that.
I like Strummer. Strummer seems to really have a head on their shoulders. On their little bird shoulders.
I'm glad that they've come up in the Ring of Ash. They went from like a bard to little thief to smuggling. It's good.
She's living
Yeah.
large.
Nick will look at Aleph and he's like, I don't mean any disrespect by this.
Okay.
But with what I just saw,
Yes.
it doesn't take much to get very high up in your guys' chain of command, does it?
Here's the thing. It does, which is the concerning part, is that if he's that happy, then he's like he's committed atrocities. So, you know, it takes a lot. So it's concerning that he's just this okay with it. You know?
Because he said you're very high up, and if that's like are they mid-tier ranked?
Would I know like by their outfit or things that they were wearing, like how high up they are?
So you actually know that they specifically work in like smuggling. Fifth has worked in he has been in smuggling since you were in you started, so like 2 years ago. He's a little lower rank than you, just because you're quite efficient, and you usually work alone. He tends to do more along the lines of drug smuggling. Illegal substance smuggling is usually his gig. You do a lot more like things like artifacts, really expensive goods, that kind of thing. He's not low rank at all. It's just he's got a different niche than you.
It's a different department, is what it is. You know, illegal substances, and I do like artifacts and things. So it just depends, really.
Okay, then okay, that still concern. It seems like if there's really just anything between the ears, you'll be pretty set in your guys'.
I know you said that this didn't want to cause offense, but it's starting to feel like you're causing offense.
Well, not at you. It's mainly about if he's somewhat high rank.
Yeah,
that's just concerning to me.
He's like lower rank than I am, but he's all right. He does all right.
What are we supposed to do for the next 12 hours? Let's just move on from this conversation because I feel like somebody's feelings might end up getting hurt and somebody's knees might end up getting hurt.
Nick is just like standing and he's like, I was planning on doing this.
For 12 hours?
Yeah. Might do it over there too. Points at like corner of the room.
Well, if you would like to, I'm sure that there's some stores in town or something. Perhaps get us some books we can read for the 12 hours.
Perhaps. I don't know how I feel about risking being found. Disguise or no.
Next, actually, I might pace back and forth while I think. Maybe that's. You're right. I don't think I want to stand on spot.
You can read, right? You can get a book.
He'll look at Aleph and be like, I have no idea how to read.
I know that's a joke, but like, it could not be.
He just chuckles and starts pacing.
Anyway, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to do anything? You can go about town if you want. I'm going to have you roll some stealth checks and performance checks, if that is what you wish to do.
I think Alena's going to nap.
Okay.
For 12 hours.
That's fair.
She's going to rot in bed.
Yeah, you can have a little rot as a treat.
As a treat, yes.
Aleph, what would you like to do?
I mean, she's gonna like maybe she's gonna write a letter to her brother-in-law. This just Keld is gone, so I found him. Nothing I could do. Please give him a burial.
Okay.
And then seal it with the stamp that I have.
Okay.
And I won't deliver it yet. When we leave, I will post it.
Okay.
And then also nap.
Okay. I mean, you guys are going to be traveling through the night, so napping's good.
Can
I'm so smart for that.
Nick, you need to sleep. We're gonna travel the night, so you should probably go to bed.
I'll probably pace and think for 8 hours, and then
You guys come downstairs and Neck is hanging from the rafters like a bat sleeping.
And you know what? You thought I was weird for being in bed with the Fae King. So
it wasn't weird for being in bed with the Fae King, more that you tried to advance on our grandfather.
That was weird.
Eleni never said anything outright about
It
trying
was
to
in
fuck
your
him.
eyes.
If you say anything about it, he'll be like, yeah, you didn't explicitly say, but you definitely implied.
So
I mean,
My grandfather.
I'm gonna
I
move
never
on
thought
from
about
the,
it, but your
the
cousins-
grandfather fucking.
As a
Killing you all. Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
Where'd the rocks come from?
This building does not have good bones.
It does not have good
Rip.
bones. Bad bones.
Boneless.
Boneless.
No bones.
No bones. Night falls. And you guys make your way out from the tavern, heading towards the north side of the town. Hiding in the shadows, you successfully make it, and you see two cloaked figures, one taller than the other, standing waiting for you under the cover of a tree. Oh, hey, you guys made it. What's up? Hey. 8 o'clock.
Eleni
Here.
Just wait. How does that go?
Here.
Eleni just waits, like stands prepped to be blindfolded.
Oh, yeah. This one's a silk one, just for you. And he'll tie it nice. He'll do a little bow.
I'll be completely honest with you. Normally people pay extra for this.
I'm not paying anything.
So consider yourself lucky.
Maybe consider yourself lucky, pretty lady. And then he'll go to Neck next. And your blindfold is not as nice. But he'll tie it. Burlap. H-E. Nightmare.
It's just like, well, it's not covering my full head this time, so I'm pretty okay with it.
And then he'll go to the little bird on your shoulder, and he'll, yeah, little guy, and he'll tie the little blindfold.
String.
Can I, as
thread.
soon as he like ties it, can I just have the bird just kind of like uncast it and just have all the bones just fall apart?
I was gonna, I truly imagined you being like, yeah, I'm gonna have the bird's eyes just kind of fall out.
Ooh, can I do that instead?
I like the bird exploding better, but you know.
I mean, you could explode the bird.
It's not exploding the bird, it's more him just falling apart.
I want exploded.
Do you want to explode the bird? Well, fall apart the bird.
Yeah, for the memes.
He finishes tying the knot, and the bones just crumble. He's like, "Oh, that was not my fault. I did not do that. That was
What'd you do to my bird?
outside factors. Not me. No, I don't kill birds
That
anymore."
was our beloved.
crushed my bird?
That was
No.
our beloved companion bird. He has been with us since the beginning, and you've killed him. It sounds like.
No, that wasn't me.
Next, gonna just start. He's just gonna force tears to just start flowing. So underneath the burlap, just tears start streaking down.
Hey, man, that's not very manly of you. Suck him back in.
Two wet
No, it's-
spots.
I think the burlap. You put a wet burlap on me as a blindfold.
Oh, I'm not replacing it.
It's definitely not me crying. It's
Suffer.
Let's get moving, please. She's not ashamed. She's just trying to hold in a cackle. So
Strummer starts playing a little like funeral march.
That feels unnecessary.
For the bird.
Oh.
yeah. This blindfold is really, really sopping wet.
And you guys walk along. Aleph, it's not, it's about a 30-minute walk to the docks that they are taking you to.
that's why you don't mix friends groups.
That's what happens.
Friend group A, friend group B.
For Neck and Alenia, you guys feel the breeze from the bay before you hear it. It's cooling, it's nice, especially in the warmth of a nearly summer night. And then you can hear the gentle crash of the waves against the shore. And the blindfolds are ripped from you as you come to a halt. And you're at a dock. However, the first thing you note is that there is no boat. And you just see Thif go,
Yeah. Should be here soon. Just wait a little bit, all right? Just wait.
Was this a setup?
No. It's just gotta wait. Part of the plan.
Is it part of the plan?
Part of the plan.
you just hear Strummer go, part of the plan.
So no boat.
Part of the plan.
Part of the plan. Listen, all right, you just gotta wait.
How long do we have to wait?
Yeah, it's just like
And he looks at his wrist, which does not have a watch on it.
just like a little bit more, a couple more minutes. Should be nightfall. Not
Oh,
quite
Lenny's
8 o'clock.
just she's gonna sit. And just
Yeah.
wait.
We got like 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes is good. That's good. That's a good time frame.
10.
A tight 10, one would say. Someone famous and beautiful and perfect would say that.
A micro celebrity.
Micro celebrity, if you will.
And do you guys just wait?
Yeah, I think Elenia pulls out a pack of cards, starts dealing them out. I feel like at this point she's just teaching Neck how to cheat in, what is it, Three Dragon Ante, I think it is the card game. Whatever it is. I can't
Yeah,
remember the
so
card game.
you're teaching Neck to cheat, and Thif is he slams his cards down.
Hey man, are you cheating? Are you trying to yank my tail here, buddy?
Next, I literally cannot see what cards I have.
I took their blindfold off, you dum-dum.
And Nick has his eyes closed.
Oh my god!
Because you said we can't. Hey man, you're the one who said can't know where we're going. I don't want to know
Yeah, but
anything.
that's the pathway there. We're here already. You don't know how to get here, do you?
I mean,
God,
if
use
I-
your brain.
If I looked around, I might be able to figure out how you got here.
Use the thing in your head.
Can Nick look around and can he determine how we got here?
There's forest around you guys. Like a little tiny tree line.
Nick will be like, do we come from the tree line?
Well, yeah, but that's the only thing that's there, you know? What direction, huh? What direction did we come from, huh? Anyway, look over there.
I look.
Can I have posted my letter already?
Yeah, I would have assumed that you've
Right.
done that on the way out.
Right.
You see a mass, a darkened mass, sailing on the bay towards the little dock. You see a person sort of rise from the boat. And you note that there are several other people with him. And at the front of the boat, there seems to be a lantern hanging that's unlit. And as they get closer, within 20 feet of the shoreline, he lights the lantern. Aleph, You see the familiar face of Saurus in the dark of the night. Behind him, the 4 figures. Neck's children and his mother and mother-in-law huddled together in the boat. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Later.
There's no half orc on that boat.
There's no half work on that boat, baby.
Damn.
So did we level?
I'll kill you. In Minecraft. Alright, guys. We're gonna go around. Tell us who you are. Got anything going on? We're starting with Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay, or at the Yellow Cubes on all social media. You can find me mostly here, and then you can also find me on my channel, usually playing another Crab's Treasure. I haven't been able to stream, but I'm hoping to stream this week some more so I can finish the game and then play the game again. Yeah. I am very excited to finish this campaign because I like this story. I love this story.
Joel, Neck Tackless Raccoon.
Bones.
Hi, I'm LittleBones309, indie gamer here on Twitch. You can catch me tonight at 8:30 p.m. playing. Well, normally it's for Bones After Dark. We do a spooky, scary game, but I think we're gonna play Rika, which is a game about a witch apprentice who works for the Baba Yaga, and we're very excited about it. It's very cute thumbs. So check that out. And then this coming week, of course, Wishlist Wednesday every single Wednesday. If you want to see a game that's not normally on your Steam front page, check it out. And I don't want this. I'm not excited for this to end. I'm sad about it ending because I've had a lot of fun with my pals. And Alenia is my favorite character I've made so far.
I will be forcing my way into the next campaign, so.
You know you're my Nepo baby, so it's fine. And hi guys, I'm Myriad, or Myriad. This is my channel. We do a myriad of things here, including art, variety gaming, as well as TTRPG content. And tomorrow we'll be back here with Bones playing some Stardew Sunday. It is the return of Stardew Sunday. We've been off for a little bit because of travel and all of that. And then Monday, I think we're back with Monday Night D&D over on Praetor's Rejects and Coven MTG. Tuesday, we'll be back here playing. We're checking out another little demo for a game. And then Wednesday is Dragon Age, probably. Let's be honest, we'll play some more Dragon Age. And then Thursday is the return of Table Flip, which is the little segment on my channel where we go through and read through all of the TTRPG books that I have accumulated because I have a spending problem. So we're currently reading through Kids on Bikes 2e in preparation for the Kids on Bikes 2e game that will be running next month. And then we got Vampire, and then we're back here again for Oh We've Lost. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for the biddies. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the raid, Jay. We will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.